cross country, Micah Bailey. Micah is the son of Betsy and Mark Bailey. While in high school, he is participating in cross country and track. He is still exploring his post-high school plans. Ladies and gentlemen, Micah Bailey. Next up for our seniors, we have Sam Griffith. Sam is the son of Diane Griffith. While in high school, he's participated in band, cross country, wrestling, and track. While in high school, he plans to major in mechanical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Griffith. Next, we would like to recognize Bethany Girton. Bethany is the daughter of Connie and Josh Girton. While in high school, she has participated in cross country, track, bowling, student council, DECA, NHS, and mock trial. While in high school, she plans to major in biomedical engineering, then attend medical school. Ladies and gentlemen, Bethany Girton. Next for our senior cross country members, Jack Reek. Jack is the son of Katie and Cole Reed. While in high school, he has participated in cross country, track, basketball, and baseball. Following high school, he plans to attend a four-year college to continue his academic and cross country and track career. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Reed. Finally, we'd like to recognize Brady Sanger. Brady is the son of Joni and Mark Sanger. While in high school, he has participated in cross country and track. Following high school, he plans to major in elementary education. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Sanger. Now it's time for a photo op, and let's give all these cross-country members one last big round of applause. Thank you for your participation in Bluejays cross country.
touch this. Can't touch this. So hard, makes me say, boom, boom, boom.
Turnover on down.
When you know you're down, I'll take no more. It's such, and this is can't touch this. Can't touch this.
Lose together till the end.
Good evening and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa, Bluejays Stadium for Week 3 of Iowa football here with the visiting Newton Cardinals and your Bondurant for our Bluejays. Patrick Meyer here with Josh Gibson on the call. How you doing, Josh?
Doing good. Another great night for football. Thought it was going to be a little bit warmer, but it's actually cooled down. It's going to be a pretty nice night.
Absolutely. Pleasant surprise there. A little windy. We'll see if that has any impact on the games, but definitely cooled it off quite a bit. So should be an exciting night. Newton comes in a very high-profile team, ranked, what was that, number 5 you just saw? And
Yep, looks like number 5, depending on what rankings you're looking at.
Sure. That's IA football. They put out a lot of content, so we'll use theirs. I don't know if anybody's rankings are any better at this point in time, but yeah, you see as we're lining up for the national anthem, we also have our band did not wear the full band uniform tonight because of the projected heat. Nice national anthem there by our high school Blue Jay marching band along with the 8th graders joining them for the night. So as we start to look into tonight's football game, you got a high-profile offense there in Newton who's pretty balanced, almost 500 yards rushing, 500 yards receiving between 2 games against some pretty decent opponents. What are the Blue Jays going to need tonight?
Well, like you mentioned, they got a really good offense, so the best thing you can do to kind of slow that down is be on the field with your offense. And last week we saw Bondurant make a pretty good improvement from week 1 to week 2 running the football, and I think you're going to have to see the similar type of effort tonight, controlling the football. 4 yards in a cloud of dust might be okay because we can possess the ball a lot more. 2 things with the offense. They got to finish the drive. We got down there a couple times and didn't finish, and we didn't finish drives because we fumbled too many snaps, so hopefully we can clean that up. Long possessions, try to limit that offense is going to be super key tonight. Second thing is, as you mentioned, they are a high-profile offense. They tend to strike quick, really big plays, and Blue Jays got to really just don't let them have those home run plays. Make them earn it up and down the field. Week 1, you saw it against Carlisle. Ton of 1-2-3 play drives. And then Norfolk last week, it was a little bit more of a struggle for them. Norfolk didn't allow them to get beat over the top. Now I do think their quarterback, Caden Klein, who's a heck of a player. We saw him last year. He shredded us. Kid can run. He has been dealing with, we think, a lower leg issue. He hasn't ran nearly as much as he did last year. So if he's still nursing that, maybe that's one less thing that they have to defend. But he still throws a heck of a deep ball. And Isaiah Hansen is a heck of a runner along with Coley. So, and then Martin out at wide receiver. So there's plenty of dudes that got to stop if Klein is still a little banged up. And then last week I thought we won special teams enough, and we have to do that again tonight.
Yeah, they feel like a Bondurant team from a couple years ago where their just weapons seem almost limitless. They got a running back. Backup running back could be starting on a lot of teams' quarterback is obviously, might be dealing with injuries. He's still very dynamic, even if he's a step slower. But we'll see. When you're looking back at the Blue Jays, Riley Vanderlinden has to find a way to have more of an impact on this game. Playing quarterback, we haven't thrown a whole lot, but he is a great athlete, and we're going to need something else out of him, I imagine.
Carlisle had a super balanced night against them. That game was 49-42. They were about 500 yards of offense, 270 passing for Carlisle, which is not normal, then about 220 rushing. So I don't know if we can mix in some of that passing. Obviously, it'd be great if we're pretty balanced. But like you mentioned, I think he's got to find his way in the game plan somehow, and that might be running the football. We haven't really done that a ton with him either. So I agree.
Traeger, onside kick to start with. Fielded and downed immediately. That's number 9, Drew Bauer. So the other key player you saw on that screen was Sam Prusman, who really had a great week tackling last week. He found him in on a lot of plays, and he really, I felt like he kind of made a big jump between week 1 and week 2 as far as his impact on the game. And I think you're going to need to see even a little more from him because of how often Newton does try to get to the edge and on those runs. He's going to have to be able to make some of those open field tackles.
And they're going to run motion a lot of plays. And so they're trying to
starts with the option. Klein seems to be moving fairly easily, still out of bounds for a gain of a lot.
He still moved fast, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's anywhere. Yeah, I don't think that's anywhere close to what he's capable of. And right there, our guy went immediately for the pitch. You got to take the QB first. You got to take away that option, otherwise Klein's going to run it. And maybe we were testing the waters there to see, hey, does he want to run it? But like I was mentioning, they do a ton of motion, call it eye candy. Try to get your eyes in the wrong spot.
Looking downfield now. Thomason's open, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Thomason also one of those track speed guys, part of their 4x1 and 4x2 teams that finished first and second at state. We're not really going to want to leave him wide open running down the sideline.
No, their team won the state title in track, so obviously – they've got a variety of guys that can run. Most of those guys are back, so they'll have a good shot at doing that again. But, yeah, there's plenty of dudes. You got to stay covered up.
Coley, the man in motion to the left. Thompson in motion, takes the jet sweep. Wool tries to get upfield. Thompson's able to get outside. And ankle tackle there by Eric Rodriguez-Alcaraz.
Pretty good job out of Wool to kind of stretch that thing, but then we had nobody else filling the lane there.
It'll be a gain of 11 there for Thompson.
And it's one of these things that it's hard to replicate this speed. Our guys have to figure out they cannot jump inside.
Coley in motion again, going wide. Klein looking downfield, gets hit hard. Pass incomplete. Rodriguez-Alcaraz came on the blitz, timed up well.
Newton rolled back to that play they had earlier that was pretty open. Had a running back just running down the sideline there, a little wheel route. And Guy Gardner just kind of gets caught up in the traffic a little bit because there's multiple receivers out there. But that's obviously something we're going to have to work on defending because both times they've been open, throws just been out of bounds.
He did leave a lot of passes high last week against North Polk. North Polk, a talented team as well, but Klein with the pitch out. Good tackle by Blake Guthrie there to limit the gain. Mattis, the ball carrier, picks up just a yard.
Well, if he is actually dealing with a lower leg injury, a lot of times that will affect your throwing too, because you're not able to step into it the way you normally would. So that might be – I think it definitely played a factor last week. Watching that game film, there was no way he was close to 100%.
Unfortunately, Guthrie came up limping on that play.
Which would really hurt because he's a two-way starter.
Madison motion. Klein takes a snap, looking right, downfield. Has a spot open in the middle for Finn Martin. Big hit there, but able to hold on to it for Finn Martin. Sunderman made the hit, but not able to jar the ball loose.
Yeah, we were kind of missing a free safety there in the middle of the field. And Newton definitely exposed that.
He did have a lot of time back there also, which wasn't ideal.
Yep, we only brought 3. Wool was kind of getting there. You know, he's the one guy that can really probably apply the pass rush on his own.
Hansen in the backfield looking for a snap. Right side, play action left, but he's already into the end zone. Isaiah Hansen for a touchdown.
Isaiah Hansen with the Cardinal touchdown.
From 3 yards out. You'll see that misdirection on pretty much every time they hand Hansen the ball. He'll carry out a play fake on a throw, but there's just so much going on there. You got to have tremendous eye discipline.
Yeah, and that's where all that motioning comes into play. They're trying to get you to look at places you shouldn't be looking in the backfield when you should be looking at a guard or a tackle.
Jackson Price, extra point good.
And it's pretty hard to replicate that in 1 week of practice. Your guys doing it are your JV kids, and so they're basically trying to learn a brand new offense themselves, and they're not going to be anywhere close to what Newton's capable of. Then you throw in their actual ability. So it's tough to mimic that in practice. Sometimes it takes a quarter or two to get up to game speed. Hopefully it doesn't take us that long, because if it does, it might be too late.
Although, I mean, even watching North Polk, who had a little more experience coming back and obviously made a run to the title last year, they still struggled with that misdirection pretty much the entire game. I mean, if it wasn't for turnovers, that's
and penalties.
A weird game.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams had a lot of turnovers.
Yep. And Newton went down right away and scored.
A.J. Kurtz, the deep receiver. Sunderman and Fenton Smith in front of him. Jackson Price, the lefty kicker. Line drive, going to be fielded by Fenton. Comes up the sideline, puts his shoulder down, still going to end up at the 26. Decent return on a low line drive.
Tough kick there. It's a knuckler. You don't know if that thing's going to stay in or go out, so you kind of have to field it. And ideally, I think for our return, we want it to go to that deep guy and have those other guys lead block. So pretty good job there, I think, out of Fenton, making something out of nothing.
Blue Jays will look to get some offense going. Vrew in the backfield, not the most reassuring when his hands go up as they break the huddle.
I think we're missing a running back.
Because Guthrie's not out there.
Yeah. No, don't snap it.
Not the ideal start. Yeah, I don't think they picked up on the fact that Blake was still being looked at by the trainer.
A little lack of communication there on the sideline.
Jacob Moore, the running back coming in to join Vrew. I'm not saying it's on him, because if you're bringing in the sophomore backup, it's partially on coaches as well, or maybe primarily on coaches, but just identifying the guy that's in there now. Kurtz going wide to the right.
There's a lot of fingers to point.
I blame you.
And that's fine. I got broad shoulders.
Vanderlinden with the keeper to the left side, gets to the edge. Good stiff arm.
Ooh, that
was
close.
Borderline.
Boy, he looked like he had a couple feet on the white there.
If that was Mahomes, it'd have been a penalty.
Maybe 2.
Gain of 7 on the play.
I guess I'll watch the replay here. And our guard even fell down too. Otherwise, we would have had one more blocker. Pretty close. But it's definitely on the white.
Yeah. And
I guess he needs to go down next time.
Otto Jones splitting to the right. Vanderlinden going under center this time. A lot of action. Vrew coming to the left side behind two pulling linemen and going to get tackled, but right at the first down mark, I think he's going to be marked shy.
Little counter action there. That's great. You're pulling guard and tackle. Get a good kick out of the guard there.
Oh, they gave it to him. All right.
Actually, we looked like we pulled tackle and tight end.
Was it tackle, tight end?
Tackle,
okay.
tight end.
All right.
We need to call down on the sideline and get an update on Guthrie. It looks like he's getting his helmet on, so I think he's going back in.
Vanderlinden keeps right, cuts back up towards the middle, spins, still on his feet, they're going to give him 3 on the play.
He's had a couple of those this year where it was real close, that just one more little spin, and he's running down the sideline here. But I like the start here. We're going to make him run a couple times, and that just keeps the defense a little bit more honest. Because he probably is our biggest threat speed-wise. When we talk about track, he's a state track guy.
Vanderlinden telling Jones to go out a little wider on this play. And then Vrew coming up the middle. Good gang tackling there by the Cardinals. Going to be a gain of 2.5 on the play for Gavin.
Puts you in a manageable third down here, 3rd and 4, so you can still run your normal dive power game, wedge play. If you want to go play action, we really did not show that last week out of this formation. I got to think that this week that's probably on the play sheet. I'm sure Newton's going to be sucking up on the run here.
Newton does seem to adjust who they're bringing a lot of times. You know, sometimes the lineman will drop back and then a linebacker will come. They seem to do that more, did last week at least. Pass is out.
Looked like some contact there, but might have just been feet getting tangled up. He was trying to hit Smith out in the flat.
Tatum Smith, that is, brother of Fenton. Tatum's a little bigger than Fenton as far as a receiving target.
Yeah, I had a chance there. I just think we had some incidental contact that took Smith down.
Gavin Vrew to punt. Finn Martin back to receive. Rolls out, gets the kick. High kick. Gets a good bounce. Fleener takes it at the 32.
I kind of would have liked seeing Vrew just not necessarily run, but keep going because there was nobody out there and kind of see how Newton reacted. But anyway, got 1 first down, moved the ball a little bit. Newton's going to take over about the 31, 32-yard line.
Pretty similar to the onside kick the first time.
Hopefully we got some answers found here on the defensive side.
Looks like Rodriguez Alcaraz might be the middle backer this week with Ryle out.
Yep, he is out this week. Got a little injury. Hopefully be back next week.
Finn Martin with the catch. Vanderlinden with the tackle, but a gain of 15 on the play.
And that's kind of tough as a corner because Martin is a pretty big deep threat. And so you're given a little bit of a cushion when he runs that slant, skinny post. Pretty tough to defend there. Really needs some underneath help on that one.
Two receivers to the left, one wide to the right. Fleener coming out here to guard the near receiver. Fumbled snap. Isaiah Hansen able to get to the carry. Breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and he's going to score on this one after a couple broken tackles. 54-yard touchdown for Isaiah Hansen.
Had him in the backfield. A couple guys just we got to make that play.
They said on the broadcast last week, Hanson's got an offer from Iowa State already, and you're not going to be able to ankle tackle and a guy that's got a D1 commit already.
No, he kind of looks like runs a little bit like Flora from ADM, who's currently playing at Iowa State. Got that type of speed.
Getting some playing time as a redshirt freshman.
Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week. Almost had a 99-yard kick or a punt return.
Not bad for a quarterback, right?
No.
So not the start you were hoping for.
No, and it's one of those things that you can't, against a team like this, you can't make a ton of mistakes. And like I said, we were there. We had two guys that just flat out missed the tackle. You got to be doing your job. Got to do your assignment, because any little mishap, these guys they'll strike. They'll take advantage.
If you look off into the distance of the camera, you get a nice look of the softball field being built back there.
Yeah, they've been working hard. They've been putting in a lot of hours, moving right along. Softball looks pretty good. I think they're getting close to
I think
turf.
The turf is supposed to be delivered in the next week or two. So that's exciting. Something for you to look out your window at.
Yeah.
Price kicking deeper this time, and that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback.
Jays are going to have to definitely respond here, moving the football and get some points here. I definitely don't want to punt down 14-0. Hopefully we can get that running game established a little bit. We had some nice runs. We just can't have any 2-yarders. All these got to be 4 or 5 yard gains.
Or the -5 on the penalty. We got to be.
Yep.
We got to be pretty clean tonight. Guthrie is back out there. He's going to more of a wing back on this play. Brew in the backfield next to Vanderlinden. 4 down linemen for Newton. Kurtz, the man in motion, trying to get at the edge behind Vrew. Vrew with the lead block. And Kurtz is going to be a yard short of the first down, 9 yards on the play.
That's probably our other best track guy, showing off his speed there with the little jet sweep. And a great job out of the Blue Jays here, really sealing that edge. Even our tight end kind of was looking for somebody to go block.
And then Brew out on the lead block, living that lineman-style life as a running back.
Hey, and this might be a 2nd and 1. We saw it last week, the deep ball. I'd love to see us take a shot here.
Well, pitch out to Brew, now upfield. Going to pick up the first down, gain of 3 on the play. I believe that's the first time we saw that action from the Jays this year.
And I like that addition. Just we've been so much between the tackles, just having a little bit of that threat to get to the outside. And that's probably not Gavin's cup of tea. He's more of a in-between-the-tackle, physical runner, looks for that contact. But I think just to keep the D honest, you gotta get outside a little bit.
Going back to 2 backs in the backfield. Jones split out wide to the right. Vanderlinden, keeper up the middle, weaving through traffic a little bit. Going to gain, good solid 6 on that play.
Yeah, we didn't see that last week, and I like that. You send Vrew in, basically he's running a swing pass, so that kind of pulls the linebacker on that side. You don't have a lot of backside help then, and then Guthrie becomes that lead blocker. So when the QB runs, you gain an extra blocker, an extra man. So I think that's pretty important for the Jays to continue to do tonight.
Now Vrew right up the middle. Meets Minburn in the hole. Minburn probably near the top in tackles in all of the state.
He was here last year as a sophomore, and I thought was really good then. He's a junior this year, and he really kind of has the looks of a D1 player to me. He's got the size. He runs really well. I don't know if he he threw the shot in the discus last year.
Fifth at shot.
But I think the year before he ran on the shuttle hurdle team that qualified and he was a freshman. So obviously a pretty good athlete, pretty explosive. He's a guy that we definitely got to get a hat on.
Well, equipment issue for the line. He's also a state qualifier wrestler, lost in the blood round last year at 215. So if you got a 215 that can run like that, that's impressive. I think, you kind of saw that last year with Gilbert and Hawthorne on the other side of the ball, and you don't get a lot of sprinters at 215, I don't imagine.
No.
Good pickup. Vanderlinden gets to the outside. Nice open field tackle there by Shanto, but Vanderlinden picks up the first down.
And a nice job. Milburn was coming up up the middle, and a really nice job out of Vrew here, I think, is the one who actually our pulling guard didn't have a choice.
Milburn caught him.
Yeah, but got in his way. So.
But normally if the pulling guard gets picked up in the backfield, that's a bad sign for the play. It usually breaks down. So the fact that we were still able to make it happen, that seems uplifting.
Yeah, the guys on the play side did a good job of washing things down.
Kurtz, man in motion. Vrew coming back the other way to the right side. Pinball action a little bit. Going to give him 4 yards on the play.
And that's a good play design. We ran that jet sweep earlier with Kurtz, and then you just run the counter off of that, make it look like it's going jet sweep. And then Vrew goes back to the right side. Again, we're pulling that tackle and tight end. You don't see that a ton. But both our tight ends move pretty well, and our tackles move pretty well. So pretty good game plan.
Sometimes if you're not as big of a line, you have to be more agile, right? So get those guards in motion, or tackles and tight ends in motion. Guthrie to the right side. Going to be close to a first down.
I think he was on top of the guy. I don't know if they gave him a great spot here, but I thought he was laying on top of the Newton guy before he actually went down.
Mackey and Colt on the tackle.
So it sets up a third and short here. I think the Jays got a variety of run plays they can go with here. You can keep it with the QB again. Any of our powers or dives have worked pretty well.
I'm running opposite of Milburn. I'm going to the right this time. I'm just going wherever he's not, probably. Kurtz almost took a direct snap. Cuts up field. Milburn tracked him across. Or no, that wasn't Milburn. Yeah, it was Milburn. Tracked him across the field for the tackle.
I'm not sure if that was intentional, but the snap went to AJ, and he did a nice job of catching it. If it was, that was great timing.
Amazing timing.
And a good snap. And AJ made a nice cut, because if he would have kept it outside, I think he was in trouble.
And I feel like that's one of the hardest things for most backs to figure out, is when's the right time to cut it upfield versus bounce it out. And
coach running backs a long time. They all come from junior high, bouncing to the outside, and you just got to break that habit.
Vanderlinden left side. Milburn had him in the backfield, breaks the tackle, falls forward. Going to be a gain of almost 5 on that play. Good job slipping that first tackle.
And I think that's why that pitch play that they put in this week is also going to be important, because Milbourne's seen that a couple times now, and so he's playing Riley. But if we pitch that'll keep him honest. Run that play a couple more times.
That was Colton Northcutt on the tackle, along with Zach Felton. Kurtz, the receiver to the right. Vanderlinden, play action.
Oh, I like it.
Gets it to Vrew. Vrew on the outside, going to be run out of bounds. With another Blue Jay first down.
Well, I thought we'd mix that in there, and this is great. It looks just like our run play. Gavin goes and blocks that in like normal, but he just kind of chips him and then gets out in the flat, and there's nobody there. You clear out with the wide receiver on the top. Good throw by Riley.
There's a real good job of Rue hanging with that, waiting for the ball to get there too, because, a lot of times you see that space out there and you just go, and he really, really adjusted to the ball well. Going to be a timeout to the Cardinals. Good run. This is the drive you were hoping for out of the Blue Jays, the answer that you were needing.
It's everything that we talked about. Let's possess the football. Let's run the football, keep the clock going. Now they got to finish it. But that's going to be the key because I think we've seen so far a couple touchdowns isn't going to do it tonight. No. I think you're going to have to score a handful to keep pace with the Cardinals. But, man, what a great response out of our guys after giving up 2 scores. Maintain focus and really come out and move the football.
With the variety of plays, I think we were a little more locked in on just a few plays last week, trying to execute really because we had enough things not going our way. Whereas now you're seeing a little better execution and you're seeing a little more variety that you can do based off of having successful execution.
It starts with having a couple things that you do really well, and I think that's what like you mentioned, we were really focusing on that last week, and we've seen already so far we've added a couple tweaks. When you got some stuff you can rely on, you can add a few more things.
Vanderlinden.
Counter.
Has Vrew to the left side, and he's going to take it in for a Blue Jay touchdown. Boy, I was waiting for somebody to show up, and so was he. Gavin just ran right in.
And so we've seen that multiple times. We've got 2 guys pulling. That one is guard tackle. Yeah, our guard was looking for anybody on the outside to kick out, and they weren't there.
Cooper, James Cullum, 53.
Yep. Cooper turned up inside, and there really wasn't anybody there. They really were biting on that initial fake to Guthrie. So great execution there out of the Blue Jays.
Ethan Traeger in to kick. Snap down, kick up is good. And Blue Jays get 7 on the board.
Great response. Coach Bigler might even been happy if we just got a 5-yard gain there to hold on to the ball a little bit more and run some more time. But can't turn down a touchdown here.
It's only the first quarter.
And so now, I think this was the biggest question mark, right, going into this. Can we slow them down? We really struggled against them last year in their speed. And so far, that's kind of held true again. And their offense is tough to defend. Mm-hmm. And like we've mentioned multiple times, guys got to be disciplined, and you got to make plays.
Even when they don't have this much talent, it's a hard offense to keep up with.
Yeah, because they really make everybody do their job. You got to be disciplined. Hard to prepare for in 1 week. But maybe this will give our guys a little juice here.
Yep. Deep receivers for the Cardinals, Isaiah Hansen and Finn Martin. Traeger to kick. 1:52 remaining in the first. It does feel like the wind has calmed down just a little bit, but not gone. Going for
similar kick. I like that spot a little bit better.
So that's a live ball if we could get to it. We did not. Now Finn Martin had a little bit of room, but good job by the Blue Jays swarm into the ball. Going to be right around the 25-yard line.
And I think that was the goal of kick one. He just didn't get it quite far enough. This one got over the line of that second to last row. In close to, a big play for the Blue Jays there. Ball's on the ground. Another step or two, we might have a shot at that thing.
Hansen in the backfield next to Klein. Coley on the right side of that formation with 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Thompson in motion, coming back the other way. Hansen, actually it is a pitch play. But good play by Sam Prusman. You saw him on the opening reel, and there he is making a tackle for the loss.
And that's where, that's the responsibility. You're out in space. You got to make a tackle. Hansen's not easy to get to, but Sam did a great job of reading that thing and reacting. And a couple guys there to force the pitch early on. That also makes it easier for you when the QB's got to pitch it right away. You kind of know where you got to get to.
Thompson in motion again. Klein looking to pass. Has a little time. Hits the short receiver. Going to be a catch for getting that 4 yards back. That is Gabe Otto on the reception.
Good job out of the Blue Jays there. We mentioned Newton once. They want to throw up top, and they had 2 guys going deep there, and both guys were covered up. So then he had to settle for that crosser, and Sam's sitting there waiting for that, and dang near undercut that thing.
Yep. So bringing up 3rd and 10. Hansen moving in motion to the left. Not sure we have all of our matchups. Martin in motion. Klein looking left the whole way, rolling out to the left.
Outside.
Gets Rodriguez Alvarez bit, now gets to the edge, and he can still run. He's still fast, even if he's that's a slower gait than you're expecting, which is still fast on him.
Yeah, you can tell he's got that gimp, but he still moves, and it was wide open. I could tell immediately. We shot inside here, and you just
got
can't.
A penalty right there in the middle.
You can't do it.
Gain of 54 on the run from Klein.
It's going to go back from the spot of the foul, so my guess is it's going to be around the 50. That's where it's probably going to end up. Well, there's 2 flags out there. Maybe.
So the one was a late flag, would have been after the play, but the first one could have been early. So would you enforce during the play and after the play separately?
If it's after the play, that'll be tacked on if they're both against the same team.
Sure.
Which you might end if they're, if one is after the play, let's say against the Blue Jays, they might take the 1 penalty back and then enforce the penalty on the Blue Jays going the other direction. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what they call here. You'd think it's going to be the same penalty with 2 flags in that area.
I didn't see the first one get thrown, but the one closer to us went up late. Okay. Oh.
So those 2 cancel each other out since they're after the play, offsetting. But the holding will be enforced. Unfortunately, again, we had them, kind of had them where we wanted them, 3rd and 10. Let the QB scramble. We only brought 3 guys. So there should have been a couple guys underneath that would have been able to come up and make a tackle.
Just in case all of that didn't go through, they were offsetting personal fouls after the play. And that pass just incomplete. Good pressure by the Blue Jay defense. I don't know if they pushed the receiver out of the way or if they just had a difference of opinion on where the receiver was supposed to be. But
I think he missed the throw.
Yeah.
I think he was off a little bit on the throw. Sam did kind of cause some issues being there, but I think the throw was off. And maybe Klein saw him coming too and then adjusted his throw.
Sure. So you can bring up 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the right. Finn Martin, the slot receiver. 1 receiver to the left. Klein takes the handoff, gives it to Hansen. Hansen, not a lot of room. Need to bring him down, though.
Yep, get that ball.
Prusman was reaching in there trying to strip it out. Hansen did a good job holding on. Cullum in on the tackle down low.
Good initial surge there out of the Blue Jays. Kind of limit that run.
Result of the play is a gain of 4 and brings us to the end of the first quarter, where we'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, the Bondurant Men's Club. They've been sponsoring a lot of broadcasts over the years and really just a great organization. If you haven't seen all the stuff they do, you're missing out. Obviously, the most notable one would be Summerfest, where, everybody's downtown for that. But, they really have supported so many organizations in the community and really just step up in so many ways. Also, if you're looking for a group to get involved in, you can find more information on their Facebook page. But they have some meetings and stuff like that, but then also just get together to do good things throughout the community. So a great organization to be a part of. It's been around for a long time, and with the great people there, it'll last a lot longer. So we just can't say enough nice things about the men's club.
No, we appreciate everything they do and everything they give to our community. Really are an important group.
So 3rd and 6 is going to be the situation coming out of the quarter. Blue Jays with an opportunity to come up with a big play and maybe force a punt, which would be, in my mind, huge because you answer with that score and then get the ball back.
As the DC, you kind of get stuck in these spots of, hey, do we just bring 3 and play coverage, or do you try to bring some pressure?
Looking to pass, has a receiver, and makes the catch. Coley on the sideline, down to the 22, gain of 27 on the play.
And similar to what we saw in that first quarter, this one they actually complete. That wheel route is just giving us fits.
We're trying to get an outside linebacker to cover that, but they're starting out so far inside that it doesn't seem like we can get there.
It's hard because you're so invested in the run game.
Klein to Otto. Nobody was there that time.
I'm not sure if we had some miscommunication there or maybe we were bringing pressure from that side. If that's the case, you got to be in a little bit tighter man. Got Lyman blocking 7 yards downfield.
Klein takes a snap. Looking to the right again. Guthrie was there but didn't get his head turned, and is that Finn Martin with the touchdown? He was the man in motion coming across. Guthrie was following him pretty well. I think if he gets his head turned, he might be able to swat that ball away, but I make that sound easier said than done.
Yeah, they are just abusing that wheel route. And it might be one of those things you might have to just start sitting zone so your corner's there and your linebackers don't get caught in that coverage. It's going to be really tough to defend.
Bluejays able to block that extra point, and now there's a flag after several flags after the play. Getting a little chippy out here. That was McCoy that came across the outside to get to that one, I think.
Yep, nice job out of him. Oh, no, they didn't throw a flag on that.
I don't think they did because that flag came quite a bit later.
That was a complete flop.
Yeah. I'm speculating you have offsetting again, but they're still discussing it.
So their guy picked it up and ran. We kind of touched him. Okay. Well, I missed that guy.
So I almost think the Newton receiver just kind of flops, and I think he baited his own teammate into defending him.
And 99 didn't really hit our guy very hard either.
But he at least hit him from behind. Maybe that contact was awkward
and
enough.
I think he hit our guy, and he tripped over somebody that was laying on the ground.
Yeah. So it's going to give us 15 yards on the kick.
Let's come back to we blow our whistles, and that stuff doesn't happen.
Been watching the WNBA, have you?
Well, I mean, guys don't necessarily know what happened. They don't know if it's live or not unless we blow a whistle.
And you can actually blow that thing more than once. It's just,
Yep.
Get a little more attention. So deep kick, not going to reach the end zone this time. Kurtz fields it at the 12, looking for a lane. Gets a little path. Good open field tackle there, number 16, Asher Rhodes. Blue Jays will start out at the 33.
Really thought AJ was going to be able to at least break that back and make that guy miss, but I think that just shows that Newton's got plenty of team speed there.
Rhodes has a little bit of wrestling background as well. He's their varsity at, I think, 165. So,
still, even if he would have, did not have a ton of running room after that.
But you're never going to complain about starting at the 33. Vanderlinden looking to pass right out of it. Throwing deep to Kurtz. Not going to be able to.
Oh,
he makes the catch, but he's going to be out of bounds. Tremendous catch, though, and great defense there. I believe that was Shanto on the defense, pushing him out of bounds. Boy, great shot there from our Blue Jay Digital team. Really close to keeping his feet in on that one.
And just needed one.
Yep.
Pretty good coverage, though. That's what you teach. Push him to the out-of-bounds line so he's got no room to make a play, and that's And that's what happened. It was close.
Like, he's a half a foot on the line. I mean,
a lot closer looking there than what it did live.
So 2nd and 10, Vanderlinden under center. Gives it to Vrew to the left side. Vrew following some blockers. Going to pick up 5 on the play. There wasn't a ton there. He just kept.
Yep, a good push by the offensive line. Big 3rd down and 5 here. One of those situations. Hey, do we run it again? We've had pretty good success, or do you try throwing the ball? Definitely. I mean, obviously you want to get it, but if you don't get it, you got to get it in manageable, because you can't. You don't really want to punt.
Like, at what point are you already looking for going for it on 4th downs? Though?
And that's
you're
where
down 2 scores.
Yep, I think you go. Hey, let's see if we can get 4 or 5 yards.
So counter coming back near side. Vrew
Beautiful.
says, "I don't care. I'm picking up the 1st down right here."
You run it, and if you get close, then you go for it, or you get a nice 15-yard gain almost.
Yeah, going to lock in a 13 on that one for Gavin, but hit the hole hard and made a guy miss.
Counter has been super effective for us, pulling those backside guys. And I think part of it is last week we ran so much power that those linebackers are just reading that, and maybe not necessarily reading those pulling linemen.
So Vrew's adjusting his shoe back there. Still got 7 seconds on the clock.
We got time.
5 now. Vanderlinden takes a snap, gives it to Guthrie, coming back the other way, cuts back, nowhere to go. Milburn along with Northcutt on that one, and they are going to get the flag for, I don't know if it's on Northcutt, but for continuing to push after the whistle.
Well, and I think the refs have kind of made the decision, we're not going to let this thing get chippy, and I think that's perfectly fine. They definitely had been blowing the whistle. The referee almost stopped him.
Yeah, it probably didn't help when you were pushing him into the back judge, or the referee, yeah. So they give Northcutt credit for that personal foul. Picks up a 1st down for the Blue Jays. At the 34-yard line for the Jays.
We'll take that.
Yep. Winding the clock now. Also, good job by the Blue Jays. You know, we've got a few flags here. We haven't reacted for the most part. I know we had the offsetting one earlier. I don't think we really got a good view of what that one was.
I did not see what happened.
Vanderlinden to Vrew again, a little farther out this time, not able to get to it.
The hard part of that one, you're on the close hash. You just don't have as much room to work with like we did. The first time we ran that, you had the whole side of the field. Yeah. This one, it's a little bit tighter.
But running some of those plays in there also keeps them honest on,
I like it. Coming out and passing on 1st down, keeping them honest.
We got a slightly staggered look from our running backs. Vanderlinden keeping it, going to the left, bounce to the outside, and not able to get around.
Should have just kept it out there.
Yeah. Aliyah with the tackle. Didn't need it there, but he's a part of those sprint teams.
Well, like we just talked about prior, hey, you're probably going for this on 4th down, so that maybe that changes your play call. Maybe you try to run counter again. It's been pretty successful, and either get a big run or set it up close. You don't necessarily have to throw this one, because then you don't get a completion. You're throwing it twice, and then you're looking at 4th and 9.
So 3 receivers here for the Jays.
I like the middle.
Vanderlinden gets it out quick, just going to be high on the pass. Hit by 2 defensive linemen as he lets go. Trying Guthrie on that route instead of Rue this time. A little bit different because he was in the slot, but.
Yeah, no real play action threat on that one. Snap was maybe a little bit slow getting back there. Throws that timing off just enough.
Are we? Oh no, that was 81. I thought that was 89 coming in for a second.
We are not kicking it.
Yeah. Keaton Hall, number 81, coming in. I don't think he had been in there yet, so that's what threw me off. Vrew in the backfield this time.
Again, I like the middle of the field.
And Catch made by Wirtz, makes the guy miss, picks up the first down. A.J. Kurtz.
They're really playing without a safety, and so that middle is open. Took a good throw there out of Riley, and A.J. had to break that initial tackle to still get the first down because I think he was going to be short.
Yeah, really good action there by A.J. If you got any more things you want to speak into the headset of the quarterback, go right ahead. Going to go back to the two running backs.
Got to hustle a little bit.
Vanderlinden under center and gets the snap off just in time. Vrew, not a lot of room there. There's a little bit of a trippage on that play in the backfield and slowed up the timing, I think.
It looks like Newton has adjusted a little bit to that counter play, and they're really just kind of jamming our polling linemen, whether it's the guard or tackle, and just kind of meeting them right in the hole. And so then there's just not a lot of space for the running back to run through.
I don't have 99 on the roster, but he's causing a little bit of havoc now.
Yeah, he is.
Colby Ravel, the nose tackle, also up in there, number 75. Heavyweight wrestler for the Cardinals last year. Kurtz in motion. Vanderlinden going to keep coming back to the right side. Now tries to bounce to the outside. Gets the edge and is going to get out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
And that's speed for the big guy, able to track him down. Because I thought, hey, he might score here, but Milburn can run.
Good job by Riley slipping that first ankle tackle. You're in a third and 3. And as we've talked about, probably going for the touchdown here. Field goals aren't going to be very beneficial tonight.
I wouldn't pull here. I would do something where it's either a quick dive. That works
Gets
too.
the other team to jump. That's going to be half the distance to the goal.
I think that'll be enough.
It's going to be
really close.
Jinx.
Haha.
Kyle was his Coke.
Maybe now I would probably QB sneak it.
Still third down.
I would QB sneak it or just the QB lead play, let Riley follow, get that extra man blocking. Looks like we're probably going under center, though. So, and we're going to I. I got a feeling this is going to be Vrew on just a wedge play.
Hand off Vrew up the middle into the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown. Gavin Vrew from 2 yards out. Real nice execution there from the Jays on that one. Gets a little bit of a anchor point at that. And
it's a really good job out of the offensive line on a wedge play. Everybody just blocks inside gap. You try to create just a little bit of space. Gavin doesn't need much. It makes it really hard for those guys on the edge. They just don't have time to crash in there and make a play. You really tighten up your splits.
Traeger kick is blocked, maybe. So that's going to make it 20-13. Jays behind, but keeping it a one-score game right now.
Great reaction out of our kids that fight back, go down and score a touchdown. And if they can somehow keep it a one-score game,
that'd be huge.
We get the ball to start. So somehow, some way, you just got to keep it at a one-score game here.
There we go. All right. 6:43 remaining in the first half.
A turnover would really be crucial. I don't think we got one yet this year.
Ooh.
We didn't get one week 1.
We had some turnover on downs last week, but I don't think we had a true turnover.
Okay. So we're due.
We're due.
We're due for a turnover.
They can be generous to us, too. They don't just have to give them to North Polk. Little pooch kick there again. Going to be in a weird spot. And
Get out there.
Martin to the sideline. Pushed out of bounds by Traeger for saving a touchdown.
It's actually a really good kick. We just what we don't have is a safety over there. Typically you're going to have a guy that's kind of trailing a little bit. And they did a pretty good job of making a wall.
Well, and that was a real good play by, it looks like number 32, Kyler Griffin, to block Prusman on his way down, which gave Martin enough time to field it, because if he doesn't, Prusman's going to be there at the exact same time Martin is, and who knows what chaos ensues then. So 34-yard line is going to be the starting position for the Cardinals. Klein going to be in the backfield by himself to start with. We'll see what kind of motion they have. Coley going across the formation. Now Thompson. Thompson taking the jet sweep to the high side. Great open field tackle there. Eric Rodriguez-Alcarez almost tackled him for the guy running behind him.
And I think Eric's coming on a blitz here and does a nice job of reading the opening. But also, Kane McLeod does a nice job. He's slanting hard to the outside to really force that back into Eric. And Eric does what he's supposed to. You got to make that tackle. We kind of missed that one earlier in the game. We didn't miss that one.
Now Hansen in the backfield with Klein. Thompson in motion again. Hansen going to take the handoff up the middle and gets met. Going to be a short gain on the play.
We've done pretty well on the inside stuff.
I think that was McLeod and Mance on the tackle.
We got the wheel route has really been what's killing us in 3rd and 9 here. Can't give up that play again. Somehow we got to get some pressure. We've really been just bringing 3. I think you probably need to bring a 4th, if not a 5th.
We just got the 3 down linemen again. We'll see if there's any pressure. Looks like maybe we're showing it off the edge.
There's
just
the wheel, but that one's covered up a little bit better.
Rodriguez with the pressure to the outside, and then going to be forced incomplete. A little bit of a bobbled reception there. And then I think that's Hunter Brown with the pass breakup.
Not sure which receiver it was, but he had a chance. He had a chance at catching it, and then Brown came in and swatted it away. They won to throw the wheel route. Much better defended. And Brown hustling all the way across the field.
Do you think that was Finn Martin?
Okay.
So they are going for it.
Well, and he's such a good athlete, you could see him just quick kicking it too.
And we're going to get a timeout, Blue Jays.
I like that. Well, you got to make sure you know what you're doing here. Yep. You've worked really hard to get to 4th and 9. Don't give up something silly because somebody's confused. We've had a couple of these. We've had a couple 3rd and long, and we just haven't finished it. This is a huge play because you get the ball at the 35-yard line too. Good field position.
Yeah, we'll see if they stick with the limited pressure that we brought, or if they make an adjustment here on 4th down. As you saw, I mean, Klein still almost made something happen there.
Yep, he did.
We did a better job of keeping the pressure on him. Eric was chasing him towards the sideline, making him do something. But
and I did like we brought 4, so he can't just sit back there and throw it. We got to make him a little bit uncomfortable again because I don't think he wants to run a ton.
All right, 4th and 9. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Coley in the wing back formation, going across to the right. Klein looking to the right, looking deep, and Coley.
He's out of bounds. I think the ref threw his hat.
You think?
Well, there's something laying on the ground. Maybe not.
There is something there, but I don't know what it is.
Which would have indicated that he went out of bounds.
So instead, it's going to be a gain of 23.
He did throw his hat.
Oh, they're discussing. Okay.
So if he threw his hat,
it would be an
illegal touching,
which would mean turnover on downs.
It would be. You do lose the down.
And I think by the fact that they're bringing in – so is there a push-out rule in high school?
Mm-mm.
I don't think you would have been able to call that anyway.
He went. Yeah, he went out on his own. If he did,
but
go
that'd
out,
be the only thing to discuss. So
he threw his hat, which the only reason to throw your hat is the guy went out of bounds, or there's a second flag. They will throw their hat if they're throwing two flags.
But we don't see a first flag out there.
Nope.
So we'll see what the officials determine here.
In case you didn't notice, that was a wheel route again.
Okay, they're going to rule an incomplete pass. Oh, for illegal touching. Okay. So it will be a turnover on downs.
I have no idea why that was even a discussion.
Right. You threw the hat. Yeah.
What's there to talk about?
Maybe
it's
he's the younger official and they had to verify.
Hey, 5 minutes ago, plenty of time for us to really keep doing what we've been doing, whether it's throwing on first down or running the football. And we've got what do we got? We got 2 timeouts left. We just used one on that 4th down, which ended up being a good timeout usage.
So we'll have it at the 33.
I wouldn't mind seeing that play action again and hitting Vrew out in the flat.
Under center, takes the snap, pitches out. Vrew trying to get to the outside. There's going to be a hold call there.
Yep, and he didn't need to. He had the edge. We had our 5-yard gain. Just keeping dudes honest. But 88's a good player. Gosh, he just got to let him go.
Yeah. Zach Felton, the guy that was being held.
Yep, that's going to be tough. 10-yard penalty, going to be 1st and 20 now. That really kind of changes what you want to do.
Tatum Smith, the tight end, sophomore, getting in there on the action. We've been playing a lot of sophomores this year, trying to play less guys both ways. And you're early in the year, still getting used to some of the speed of varsity, but
Tatum's done a great job, and physically he belongs out on the varsity field. And it's one of those, that's an effort flag, so it's hard to get mad about that.
Right. Guthrie with a good cut up field because there was not going to be anything to the outside. Going to gain 4 on the play.
And that's a good job out of 99 again. 88 really forcing that thing back inside.
Brings up 2nd and 16. One thing we saw a little bit on film, some screen pass success against this defense. I don't know that we've seen a lot of screen play from the offense this year, but
I don't think we've ran it. I've been at practice. I haven't really seen that in the playbook.
We're going to get some illegal motion, false start.
Yeah, we had some guys moving at the snap.
So going to make it 2nd and 21. As we get closer to halftime, we will have a performance by the dance team. It looks like we have a whole lot of little cheerleaders or dancers down there, so I think we're going to have some extra help at that show. And then the marching band will also be performing at halftime. We'll have all that on the stream, so stick around for that.
This one's a little tricky. Do we just run the football and try to get some yards?
Get the clock down.
Get the clock going a little bit. Or do you take a shot and we go ahead and run it?
No real gain there.
Nope. And you kind of be thinking that maybe Newton would have been playing a little bit softer, but they really didn't.
I think they were thinking the same thing that you were thinking that we were thinking.
I wonder if we cut off their roster.
Yeah,
on
we
this
did.
thing.
But even then, they have a lot of guys on their roster. Sometimes you get that little bump when you've had success the previous year and people see there's potential for that coming back, that you have a little increased participation. Vanderlinden going to look to pass. Throwing it downfield. Let's go of it early. Mackey with the interception. Keaton Hall gets him taken out of bounds. So
And it looked like our wide receiver just wasn't quite ready.
Yeah.
And he needed to throw that more towards the sideline. That's a corner route. So the defender's on the inside. You got to throw it away from him.
And Vanderlinden is limping off of the field, which would be a major problem.
Yeah, 88 got into him again a little bit there.
It was a good job by the defender forcing an early throw, because you're right, our receiver had not expected it that early.
Yep. Even if he might have been able to play a little defense if he was looking.
So now Newton with the chance to score before half. 2:52 on the clock. Otto in a short motion into the slot position. Screen pass. Cullum almost got a hand on it.
I would say we're fortunate they didn't complete that one, because that was pretty well designed. Hansen was going to be off and running there. Had a couple blockers out in front.
North Polk 20, ADM 14, a score from another location. That game is at ADM. Two ranked teams. Klein looking for that wheel route again. Prusman defending this time. Prusman, a good job getting in front of the receiver, able to slow him down and not able to get to the ball that way.
And with that route, once they start heading downfield, you just got to turn and run.
Yeah.
There's no threat of really anything else. They are running the wheel down the sideline. Really, a wheel is you're making a motion towards the sideline, and then you turn it up down the sideline. And it is hard to defend from a linebacking position. One, because you're trying to stop the run. And then two, you're more of an inside position.
Now, Prusman feels more like he's a defensive back than a lineman. I'm not sure what they call him, but good pressure from McCoy Wool to slow down Coley in the backfield, and then his teammates get there in time. I think that's Mance and Vrew that were in on, or Mance and Brown that were in on the tackle.
I'd probably classify him as a strong safety.
Strong safety.
You know, if we're doing traditional terms, that's probably what I would label him.
Yeah. Regardless, probably a better matchup for the running back coming out of the backfield than your traditional linebacker.
Than an inside linebacker for sure.
So 4th and 11. 3 receivers on the right side. Otto alone on the left. Now you get 2 receivers to the left. Klein all by himself. McCoy trying to get around. Deep ball just outside of the reach of Coley. Going to be a turnover on downs.
Maybe got a little lucky there again. Coley was pretty open.
Just a little too much on that ball.
I'm not sure if we just had looks like our top guys are playing man. And I'm not sure if anybody picked him up coming out of the backfield. That's probably the safety.
Yeah, he did not get a lot of attention.
Nobody. Yeah, we'll take it. Which, again, we get the ball a good field position, 40-yard lane, even better than we started last time. We got to get that initial first down here, though.
Guthrie in motion. Vrew coming back the other side, has a little bit of an opening, cuts up the middle, piles ahead for a good 8 yards.
I like that. That really gets you in a manageable spot here where, 1, you can run it, or 2, if you want to take that shot. Really likely to get it on 3rd down. You got to find some pace to you.
Yeah. Which not exactly super fast coming out of the huddle, but Kurtz on the right side, Keaton Hall on the left, Guthrie in the slot. Guthrie in motion, takes the jet sweep, trying to get to the edge, not able to get the Milburn on the tackle.
Kind of a tough one there into the short side of the field. End up losing 5, so really kind of changes what you're doing here. Now maybe you're not so fast.
Kurtz going to the left. Sunderman to the right this time. 2 running backs in the backfield. Jam coverage here. Vrew trying to get to the left side. Not a lot of room there. I think he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Newton's going to take a timeout. There's going to be 37 seconds left. and 2 timeouts, which gives them an opportunity, assuming punt is a good punt and nothing crazy happens.
I think they've got one.
One
I think
timeout.
They hadn't cleared that one off
Gotcha.
yet. So
Okay.
obviously, we got to punt this football. My guess is Newton's maybe gonna bring some pressure.
I think you're punting it out of bounds, aren't you?
I don't want to punt it to any of their track guys. That's for sure.
Where are the track guys not at?
They're definitely playing every skill position they got. And maybe it's one of those things, too, where if they're not going to bring outside pressure, Vrew can kind of press that edge a little bit, give himself a little more room to punt it, and get your coverage team down the field a little bit more.
So 37 seconds left. Blue Jays, again, will get the ball coming out of the half. Newton did receive the opening kick. Finn Martin going back to return. So technically I don't think was a state runner last year, but he was a state champ in swimming in multiple sports. So
and he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah. I think they called him 6'2" on the roster.
And he looks solid, looks strong.
I didn't pick up that his brother was Oliver Martin, that former receiver for the Hawkeyes in Michigan and Nebraska.
Okay. I don't think I knew that either. Where'd you find that at?
That was Justin Surrency last week on the WHO broadcast. Okay. He has better connections than I do.
That is true.
Because I don't have any.
Yeah. 32 ticks. Obviously, I think they're gonna at least try to hit one home run here. And so cannot give up a deep ball. Probably sit in zone. Wouldn't mind seeing if we brought in a second safety even.
So far, it doesn't look like that's the plan. So they've got 5 receivers. Coley coming across in motion. He was wide open last time. Thompson in motion now. Klein looking to the right, looking downfield. Now goes to run, but not able to. Brought down in the, just past the goal or the line of scrimmage by James Cullum.
They are going to call a timeout. I thought maybe after that play they'd let it go. But it's hard to resist when you got so many weapons like they do.
Great job by Cullum just sticking with it. Klein steps up. If he gets past that line, he's got at least 10 yards. But Cullum was able to adjust and hang on.
Yeah, I wonder now if Blue Jays got a little bit more time to kind of regroup, if we don't maybe play a little bit deeper coverage. You don't want to get in a jump ball situation either.
We got our more cowbell on the video.
Yeah, you can never have enough cowbell.
So 2nd and 8, no timeouts.
Now it looks like we got a second safety look.
Vanderlinden's going to the high side.
They look like they got more of a run formation.
Thompson in motion. Play action. Klein rolling to the right. Hits Coley on the edge. Coley going to get out of bounds at the 50. Picks up the first down on a gain of 21.
Well, that's too big a chunk right there.
Need our clock guys to run the clock a little bit longer.
Yeah, I got to get some more home cooking.
15 seconds left. I'm going to call it the 48, I guess, is where he went out. So timeout, Blue Jays. They'll have 1 remaining.
And no reason to hold on to that. Call a timeout, make sure guys know what they're doing. We don't run a ton of too high safety stuff, so might be some new stuff there for a few of those guys. Just making sure everybody understands their responsibility.
Again, we will have some performances at halftime. We'll have those on the stream, so stick around for that. Enjoy some more of our Blue Jays and their varsity activities.
And somehow you got to try to find a way to get a little bit of pressure on Klein, just not let him sit back there and find open guys.
So it looked like maybe that on that first down. Was Fenton playing a kind of a spy?
He may have been. I know going into the game that Eric was kind of the spy guy, but he's also been blitzing a little bit more often. You can't really spy when you're blitzing.
So Eric at middle backer, Hunter Brown on the near side backer. Thompson in motion. 4 guys coming. Gets a little bit of pressure. Klein able to break it. Trying to get to the sideline and gets hit hard on the sidelines. Fenton Smith. Going to be a gain all the way to the 37.
And that one at least ran 11 seconds off the clock. Now obviously they gotta throw this thing to the end zone. So get some of your taller dudes in there that can jump.
So we're dropping everybody. A little prevent defense there. You got Sunderman and Vanderlinden safeties.
You don't want a defensive penalty because then they'll get another play.
So 1 receiver to the right, 1 in the slot, 2 to the left. Hanson rolling out to the left. Klein looking downfield, throws towards the end zone. That's going to be too deep, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, taking us to halftime.
So pretty good finish there out of the Blue Jays. Had some chances offensively, just couldn't quite get the ball going down the field, but a couple touchdowns and get the ball first to start the second half. Opportunity to go out and tie this game up. I think they'd be pretty happy with that scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll go into halftime. We'll step aside, stick around, watch our halftime performers, and we'll be back for the second half. Go Jays.
Harper and Anna-Lex. Is the band ready? The Bluejay Live Marching Band presents Eye of the Beholder.
With a simple idea, rearranged, transformed, and seen from new angles. It becomes more than itself. Creation lives in perspective, in the eye of the beholder. Silence can become our canvas. In a world filled with constant noise, we often forget the power of silence. True creation is born not in chaos, but in quiet. secrets are not hidden away, but revealed in plain sight. Creation, silence, and meaning all live in the eye of the beholder.
All right, welcome back to second half action here in Blue Jays Stadium. Blue Jays will be getting the ball to start the half, trailing 20-13. Some quick first half stats. Blue Jays had 26 carries, 122 yards rushing in the first half. Vanderlinden with 35 yards, Vrew with 67. They also threw for 48 yards, 22 to Kurtz and 16 to Vrew. For the Cardinals, 108 yards passing, 47 to Martin, 46 to Coley, and 15 to Otto. And then they had 130 yards rushing, 63 for Isaiah Hansen with both of their scores, and then 61 for Klein.
Say the Blue Jays kind of weathered that early storm, got down 14-0 pretty quick after a quick score out of Newton, punt, another quick score. So I think the interesting thing here second half is what adjustments each team makes.
Kurtz fields the kick, cuts to the right, back to the left a little bit. Great open field tackle there, 13, Mackey.
Probably got to try to go with one cut there and just roll with it. You start cutting multiple times, and their guys close that gap in a hurry.
So Blue Jays will have it at the 21-yard line. Not bad field position, just not great field position. Cardinals have a number 13 and number 18 that I'm guessing are brothers and Mackey. So from a distance, those numbers don't look all that much different on the uniforms. Luckily, they have the same last name.
And I felt like Newton was adjusting to our counter.
Guthrie coming to the right side.
And that's just going to be power there. And it looked like we tried to go a little bit wider than normal, which might be based off of Newton's defensive alignment here. That end's kind of wide. Actually, no, he scooted down in, so we washed him with our tight end. Then you got your running back and guard to pull up the backers there. So that's a pretty nice opening play.
Brings up 2nd and 7. Sunderman, the near receiver. Shotgun formation. Vanderlinden fakes the pitch, comes back to the left side, loses the ball. And I think that's going to be a Cardinal recover. Just a good job stripping that thing away.
I wasn't sure who that was, but really just kind of got a paw on it. Didn't have any chance of tackling Vanderlinden, but hit it just enough.
That was number 16. 16 is Asher Rhodes again. Definitely not the start to the second half we were looking for. Looking for the defense to see some kind of answer if you can potentially hold them to a field goal. Not that it changes the scoring dynamic all that much, but just a little momentum builder if you can. Hansen up the middle. Got to wrap him up. Bounced off a few tackles. Didn't really get any more yards from it.
No, had an opportunity, though, there, I think, for a TFL, and Hansen squirmed his way out of it to get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, I feel like our guys have really held their own in the interior. It's the outside and some of those pass plays have really kind of given us some problems.
Shotgun formation. Hansen trying to get to the right side now. Gets to the edge. Wool's going to drag him out of bounds. Going to be near the first down marker. Probably a yard short.
Looks like he's a little short.
Going to be 2 yards short. Picks up 8 on the play for Hansen. During the game last week, they put a brace on Hansen's knee. It doesn't look like he's wearing one now, but really didn't have a lot of carries in the first half.
And it looks like Wool has maybe changed defensive position here. He's playing more of a middle linebacker.
Hansen up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down. And then the Cardinals are going to get behind and drive that. And you might want to blow the whistle at some point before you get yourself ran over, Mr. Official. But
so I'm not sure if we are missing if somebody is out.
Or if they just wanted to change the matchup.
Yeah, because McCoy does not normally play that. He's really just kind of been an edge guy for us.
Are we short a guy? Rodriguez was throwing his hands up. No. Klein in the shotgun. Play action. Throws it. Going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. That is Isaiah Hansen with the reception.
So kind of similar to the way we started the game. Quick score out of Newton. little quick screen here and pretty good execution out of Newton. Good blocking. Safety really has got to kind of tighten his alignment, I think, there a little bit down on the goal line and maybe react a little bit quicker.
That is Hanson's third touchdown of the game. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air.
Well, we said before the game, he's a really nice player. He's had some really good games so far this season. I can't remember what he had, maybe 300 to 400 yards coming, 300 yards coming in, 306, 3 touchdowns, 7.7 yards per carry. So he's probably been their most explosive guy.
Yeah, which is hard to say on a team with this many weapons, but. So Newton will kick off again, 2 minutes into the second half. Price, the kicker, sends it deep into the end zone. Will be a touchback.
He definitely, there's a couple of times he's really gotten a hold of it. He's got a pretty good leg on him.
I think I forgot to check soccer history for the Cardinals, so.
Yeah, very well could be a soccer guy.
Especially a lefty. Could be a wing on that left side there, probably pretty dangerous. But if not, Newton should probably get to recruiting that kid over to the team. One receiver to the right. Vanderlinden under center. And we were moving before the whistle.
It looked like we were definitely running our counter action there. Had tight end and tackle pulling.
Overall, we didn't have too many penalties in the first half, but the mistakes to start the second half are piling up in a hurry.
Cannot have a false start out of the wide receiver, a guy who's not going to have any effect on the play whatsoever. Just don't even move.
Kurtz, the receiver this time. Going out of the shotgun this time for Vanderlinden. Looking to pass. Over to Kurtz. Makes the catch. Cuts to the outside. Up the sideline. Nice gain, A.J. Kurtz.
Hit the circle button there. Really nice spin move to get himself a little bit more space and really close to a first down here.
13 on the play.
Initially, he caught that. You kind of thought, well, this might be a 6-7 yard gain.
Yeah, get you back to the starting point. I formation there. Vrew up the middle. Should have, he's going to be right at the marker. It looks like they're both going to give it to him, I think.
And that's that. Yep, that's that wedge play. The one thing with that, you run it a few times, those guys really collapse down, and that's where Riley could pull it. But you got to be successful running that up the middle, get some 4 or 5 yard gains, so then they do crash. We'll see if we get to that point. We've kind of been a giveaway, though. That's been an I formation thing. We're still in the I here now.
Vanderlinden takes a snap, pitches it out to Guthrie. Guthrie trying to get to the edge, and they're going to call the hold there, I believe, on Tatum.
Yep, he took him down.
They were doing kind of a wrestling match almost. Not sure who was bringing who down more, but you don't want to be in that situation.
And that's a really hard block for Tatum because he's got outside leverage. I kind of think that maybe 88 just pulled him to the ground, and it definitely looked like Smith held him. And that's tough. We've talked about this before, avoiding those negative plays, 0 plays. Just we aren't quite built yet to overcome those.
Oh, a lot of teams aren't built real well for 1st and 20 either, but
No, but obviously like the team across the way, they can handle that a lot
Yeah.
easier than majority of teams.
Vanderlinden under center. Takes the snap. Vrew looking to get there, nowhere to go. Met in the hole. Cold on with the finish on the tackle. There was some good pressure from the lineman there to start. Be a short loss on the play. We haven't said that a lot for Gavin. Most of his carries result in positive yardage, which speaks to the drive that defensive line got on that play.
And Milburn did a pretty nice job there. He saw that thing and shot that gap. I don't know if he necessarily made the play, but he made the play by really slowing Gavin down.
He doesn't get the stat, but created the play. And we were leaning. I think maybe the snap came out a little late based off of how quick everybody. I feel like both backs and the receiver were all on their way.
No, you're right. They did call it on Gavin. Trying to get just a little bit of a running start. He saw that blitzing linebacker.
So 2nd and 26 here. See what kind of creativity we have here. We got 2 receivers this time, one to the right and one to the left. Sunderman to the right. Kurtz going to the high side.
With press coverage here on the bottom, I wonder if their guy was offsides.
Yep. Good eye.
If they're gonna press like that with no safety over the top, you gotta take the shot there.
Give me 2nd and 21 now.
Okay, we're just gonna run it, but flip the wide receiver over here. Now they're playing off a little bit.
Quick out to Sunderman, just a back shoulder throw. Sunderman didn't come out of the cut quite as quick as Riley thought he would.
Yep, just threw it a little bit behind him. It would have been a nice little gain. Just a timing issue there.
Brings up 3rd and 21. Keaton Hall, the near receiver, Guthrie in the slot. A.J. Kurtz to the high side. Rue in the backfield next to Vanderlinden in shotgun. And we're going to get a false start again.
One of those.
One of those. Everybody moves but the center. Yeah.
I don't know if everybody moves. Some of our wide receivers didn't move like they're taught to. They didn't.
Yeah.
You got to wait for the ball to move.
I feel like the right side of our line moved a lot more than the left side.
Well, they were pulling, so they knew they had to get going.
So back to 3rd and 26. Kurtz to the high side. Guthrie in the slot on the right. Keaton Hall, the wide receiver, to the right. Guthrie in motion. Takes the jet sweep, trying to get to the edge. Cuts up to the middle. Not going to be a lot of room there.
Pretty good job out of Newton there to really just stretch that thing out.
Actually lost a couple yards on it.
I guess, probably the next thing you got to do coming out of that is maybe just fake that jet and have some sort of pass out of it. Newton's definitely prepared for the jet.
So Vrew's going to be in his own end zone for this punt. Even if you can get to the edge, I'm not sure you want to run this one. High snap. Vrew gets to it, gets the kick up. Nice kick, fair catch at the 41 for Finn Martin. Great play by Vrew to create something there.
Yeah, he's not very tall, so that was a heck of a play out of him to go up and get that basically with one paw and then bring it back down and get off a pretty decent kick.
I just caught the back side of it. I don't know. Wonderland and Northcutt were walking, and Northcutt just kept cutting in front of Wonderland like he was trying to get a little bit of a bump. I don't know what led into it, but
it's a football game. I'm sure there's plenty of trash talking going on. Well, tough spot here for the Blue Jays. Really got to find a way. We talked earlier about let's get that first turnover. A negative play.
Coley.
That's not going to be
up. No, not Coley.
I thought he had
Fine
it
with
too.
the keeper. Breaking tackles. Breaks a lot of tackles, and he's going to take that thing in for a 42-yard touchdown for Caden Klein.
That's bad tackling.
Had a lot of opportunities to tackle him.
You know, we were pursuing hard. We just got to make a tackle.
I'd like to take this opportunity to shout out our Blue Jay Digital team because the announcers had no idea where the ball is, but the video team sure did. Up on the main camera up here, Braden Collins. Down on the sideline with videos, you got Reese Russell, Ben Bigler, and Riker Butler. And then photos for later are going to be Jasper Wilson, Kobe Pfizer, and Brinley Hay, all part of the Blue Jay Digital class here with Kyle Seidel. I was watching the WHO broadcast last week. They listed like 25 people for their broadcast. So, you know, we got 7 students out there making all this happen. They're efficient.
Quality over quantity.
So, great product overall the Blue Jay Digital team does. You know, 6 years into this now, and I feel like it's just a tremendous product. 7 years, I shorted it. And really just an exciting product they're able to deliver. Great experience for the students. I hear kids talking about types of cameras, and I don't have any idea what they're talking about, but they sure have some knowledge built into what they're working with. And, you know, some opportunities can come from that, and so really excited for all the growth they have. We had a lot of seniors to replace in the Blue Jay Digital environment, and so some great kids stepping up this year.
Good programs, just reload.
Kickoff going to be into the end zone. Blue Jays will start it.
Yep, desperately need to move some clock here, get some first downs, get a little bit of momentum back. I feel like Newton did a pretty good job of adjusting to some of those things we did in the first half. But we've also had multiple self-inflicted wounds, false starts, holdings. Going to have to clean that stuff up in order to move the football against these guys.
Handoff coming to the right side, cuts back. Guthrie going to gain 4 on the play. All the way out. Give him 5. We had a lot more doses of Vrew in the first half. He had 13 carries to just 4 for Guthrie. Guthrie went down with a little bit of injury there early on too, but giving you this opportunity then to maybe counter off that action or adjust off that action that Brew's getting. I don't know if it's a counter because it was a counter a lot of times before. You really don't counter a counter.
Go in motion.
Otto Jones in motion. I don't think he's been in motion yet. Vanderlinden cuts up through the middle. Going to pick up a Blue Jay first down.
Yeah, even with not so good motion and fake there, the play still works. Again, just one guy away from there, really just busting one.
First down at the 33-yard line. Vanderlinden under center. Play action. Looking downfield. Has Kurtz. And that's going to be pass interference on number 3, Shanto, as he comes through the receiver.
And that time, Riley went a little bit further downfield, tried to hit a little bit bigger play. Still had, it's like I said, it's a tough play to defend. Probably could have went to Gavin out in the flat. Gavin really kind of got his route a little bit deeper too, but we'll take a PI call here.
Also a better job. Oh, you got a nice replay there. Yeah, he gets there early, coming right through his back. It seems like a pretty easy call. We confused the
Yeah, we hadn't
team.
Hadn't moved yet.
Yeah. The other thing, we had a little better pass blocking on that one. They didn't get a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah,
he had a little bit of time to set up.
throw that, and that's where, if that run game's effective, that really makes it a lot easier to pass block.
Jones, the near side receiver, shotgun formation, 2 backs. Vanderlinden following Brew, gets to the edge, hit hard by Shanto, going to pick up 8 on the play.
That's probably the best we've blocked that play. Just that QB lead.
Really just kicked the defensive end out that time. You had talked about how hard of a block that is to try to reach by the tight end, so instead the tight end crashes down and we kick out the defensive end.
Yep, and Gavin's the guy coming up to kick him out and does a nice job. We call that a J block because it's kind of shaped like a J. Go forward and then kick him out.
So 2nd and 2. Kurtz in motion. Coming back the other way is Vroob behind some blockers. Going to pick up a first down. Falls forward to the 37-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play.
And the thing I like about Gavin, the way he runs, is he is patient. He could have just got it and went there, but he waited for his pulling lineman to get there. And then just kind of read them and where he's going to go.
Got number 53, Zachary Sheffield, on that tackle. 190-pounder for the Cardinals last year. Jones, the receiver, to the near side. Shotgun formation. Vanderlinden takes the snap. Fake pitch. Tries to get back up the middle. Great play there by number 75, Colby Revel.
I think we just missed the block there, and he obviously made a nice play. Use that pitch fake.
Yeah, just did a good job sliding off the initial block.
Yep. Otherwise, I think he's got some room.
So 2nd and 12, 39-yard line. Nice little drive we're putting together here. See if we can keep some momentum going.
Yeah, this is one of those you got to try to find a good positive play here. 7-8 yards.
Motion.
Kind of wondering maybe we got a punt motion here because it seems like every time we've done it lately, got a false start.
I don't know that I saw it on that one. Did you?
Definitely wasn't as obvious as some of the other ones. Take a look here. Yep, 72.
Okay.
He's got a flinch.
Is that right guard?
Left guard, I think.
Left guard. So going to bring up 2nd, 17 yards to go. Kurtz and Guthrie to the near side. Vanderlinden looking to pass. Blitz coming. And that's going to be picked off by Mackey. Vanderlinden met with a lot of pressure. Props to Milburn. He was there trying to help Vanderlinden up, but Brew's like, no, buddy, thanks. I got him. Good sportsmanship there. But there's a lot of guys coming through that line.
Yeah, not sure we got our hands on too many of them.
Good play by Mackey.
Milburn coming clean is
not good.
Not ideal.
Cardinals have it at the 30. 2 receivers to the right. Shotgun formation. 2 running backs to the right of the quarterback. Klein looking for the short pass. Coley. Prusman on the tackle. Going to be a gain of 7 for Coley. Coley's a kind of a big back coming out of the backfield. Going lower on him, not a bad idea.
Yeah, he's more of the power back. We haven't seen him tilt the rock a ton tonight, but he is a good runner, physical, hard to bring down.
Coley in motion here. Hansen going to take it up the middle and breaks a tackle. Back up into the middle, breaking more tackles. Finally brought down at the 27.
Just diving at feet, and that is not going to work.
That's going to be a gain of 36. Yeah, had opportunities to short him, but Coley to the left now. Klein looking towards the end zone, has a lot of time, has Martin, and Martin goes up and makes the catch through the defenders for a great touchdown reception. Finn Martin, 27 yards.
Couldn't really have that much better coverage. You got two guys kind of surrounding him, but we mentioned he's a big dude, strong, just went up and made a play.
Bryson kicked the extra point. Snap down, kick up is good, and that's going to make the score 41-13. With 2:16 left in the third.
It really doesn't feel like we should be down this much, but we've driven the ball. We just haven't finished some drives, whereas like we talked about at the start of the game, Newton's just so explosive. They can score at any given time and just in a variety of ways.
So some other scores around future opponents for us. We play Ballard later in the year. Right now they're only down 6-0 to Nevada, who's looked pretty good this year. Gilbert currently beating Boone at home now 28-6. That was a little closer. Gilbert's kind of opened it up there. Pella and North Scott tied at 3s late in the first half. I don't think that one's updated in
Probably
a little bit.
not.
But North Polk now up 23-14 over ADM. I think that score's a little bit stale as well, but we will see both North Polk and ADM. And the Bound app has not crashed on me yet.
That one's going to be returnable.
All right, fields it at the 2. Trying to get to the right side. Good closing there by number 13, Mackey, coming off his interception and then comes downfield. I think he was the trailing guy unless somebody picked him up earlier, but he covered some ground late. You're going to be starting at the 15. Blue Jays desperately need to get some action on offense.
Yep, got to get that, again, just got to get that first down, get the clock moving.
Vanderlinden under center. Handing off to Guthrie, right side. Cuts back up towards the middle. Going to pick up 5 on the play. Solid first down.
And I'm glad to see Riley out there. I wasn't sure. He left the field pretty slowly after that last possession.
Jones coming in with the play. After the game, we will have a Brick House defensive player of this game, Protect This House. And then we'll also have a Vision Bank player of the game. Vanderlinden. Hands off to Guthrie. Similar play to last time. Cuts back up towards the middle. Going to pick up 2. Milburn on the tackle.
3rd and short here. 3rd and 3-ish. 3 and a long 2. Could see us maybe getting that I formation and run the wedge play again.
It's a little longer, I think, than what we've done it on the other times, but definitely within that range. Kurtz splitting out to the left. Looks like Vanderlinden's going under center with the split backs. And that was a very dangerous play, and Milburn saw it the entire way.
The risk you run when you pull those guys is sometimes you leave a lane on the backside, and I think Milburn has seen this enough. He sees those guys pull and just reacts.
So brings up 4th and 5 after losing a couple on that play.
Even if we don't fumble that one, I'm not sure we were going to get that.
No. Yeah, we talked a lot about the speed they have on offense. They're not slow on defense either. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. 41-13.
Tough quarter there for the Jays. 21 unanswered for Newton. Moved the ball a little bit. We just couldn't finish any drives and too much self-inflicted stuff with penalties. And obviously Newton's done a great job of making some adjustments and really not giving us much easy.
Yeah, it's not a lot of room to work with. You know, got to get something positive going. And seems like a good time to give a shout-out to our sponsor, the Bondurant Men's Club, sponsoring our football broadcasts all year. Great organization. They contribute to a lot of other organizations as well, the Community Library, the Historical Society, Community Foundation, Parks and Rec, Special Olympics here at Bondurant for our Fine Arts Boosters, Athletic Boosters, Chamber of Commerce, Bluejay Digital, Dance Team, After Prom, Basketball, your youth basketball, youth football, Little League, Soccer Club, pretty much every organization you can think of that goes and visits them, gives them a good reason to donate money. They seem to find a reason to. So great group of guys, and we appreciate them supporting Bluejay Digital as well. Brew back to punt. Gets the kick away. Line driver. Martin able to get it. Almost got it over his head.
Don't let him outside you.
And now Martin's going to get back to the 50 all the way to the 45. And I don't think that's a late hit because you didn't blow the whistle. And they're going to throw it anyway. And, well, that might not be on the tackle, though.
Well, I got the replay going here.
I mean, we have the window open. There wasn't a whistle before that hit, before he brought him down. So,
and he was still running. Like, he kind of went down on his own.
After the play was over, personal foul on the kicking team, number 20.
I disagree with that call. If you don't blow the whistle, how does a kid know to stop? But it's going to give Newton really good field position to start.
Yeah, I think shortest or second shortest field they've had. They had one after a turnover that was pretty short field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the early fumble. Adjusting the formation, two guys in motion. They do have to get reset. Hansen up the middle. Rodriguez Alcaraz does a good run stop on that. Hansen gets a yard, but if Eric misses that tackle, he's got a lot of yards.
Had a lot of bodies out in front.
Cardinals going two receivers to the right along with the wing back, one receiver to the left. Hansen in the backfield next to Klein. Coley in motion. Klein dropping back. High pass to Thompson.
That kind of airmail. I think we got Lyman downfield. I thought maybe we were going to have a shot at that because he overthrew him enough, but we just didn't have anybody there.
So now, do you accept this? I almost want the down to go.
Yeah, 3rd and 9.
We'll let him make the call here. Both against the offense.
Oh. That one you take.
Yeah. Is that 10 or 15?
I think that one's 10.
Okay. So 2 fouls, the illegal man downfield, one of the linemen just got beyond the allowed zone.
Yeah, really got about a 2-yard leeway for offensive linemen. Okay. Well, in once upon a time when I first started coaching high school, it was a loss of down too. That was like a detrimental penalty for the offense. They since have gotten rid of the loss of down.
The 15-yard penalty seems like enough.
Yeah, I think that's enough of a punishment.
2nd and 25 here. Thompson in motion. Klein looking for an opening. Breaks a tackle. Gets to the edge and going to be out of bounds at the 36. Be a gain of 8.
Keep saying it's a kind of hit repeat, but you can't jump inside. You've got to keep him inside you. We run upfield, and then he bounces to the outside. Force him back to your help. There's no help on the sideline.
So still 3rd and long. Looks like 18 here. Klein, bootlegs out. Good job keeping him in pocket that time. Got a ISO opportunity to make a tackle. Rodriguez comes and helps. Landau slowed him down, and Rodriguez-Alcarez cleaned up on the tackle.
That's just it's just too big a chunk. Now you go from 4th and 8 or 3rd and 18 to 4th and 2.
They are going to go for it.
Open playbook here for Newton. They can run it. They can throw it. I think you can really dial up about anything.
And they're going to go Hansen on a pitch. And he's got the edge. Runs through a tackle. Good downfield blocking by Gabe Otto. Might be
We are going to get that call. That should be a hold there. They are discussing. Might ask, what did you see? Because the guy on the sideline probably should be the guy throwing it and didn't.
So if it's a spot foul, it's still enough, I think, to pick up the 1st down. Oh. Okay, they're going to give the touchdown.
He probably asked him. He said, no, hands were inside the shoulder and just drove him into the ground. Here's a replay. I mean, hands are outside the shoulders for sure, but they did talk about it.
So Hansen with his 4th touchdown. This would put us into a running clock if they make the extra point. Kick is good.
Nice job there. The holder kind of bobbled it, but still was able to get it down, and kicker trusted that it was going to be there and put it through the uprights.
So a 3rd quarter to forget takes us from a game we thought, hey, we have some opportunities here to a running clock.
Well, we talked about it. They score in bunches and they score quick. And if you don't respond, it's going to be a long night.
Well, like I said, Hansen has apparently an offer at Iowa State. Klein, I don't know what sport he's looking to play at the next level, but he's definitely got some track opportunities as well as football, I'd imagine.
And it's kind of a nice option there for Newton where Klein's not at full strength. He's still got another person or two you can lean on.
And even Coley hasn't got a ton of touches.
No. I thought for sure he might get 10 carries tonight. They've thrown more than maybe what I anticipated.
Yeah. That ball is going to be into the end zone. I mean, they have some height advantages as well as being fast at most of those receiver positions. And so, plus if you were just trying to maybe get, your quarterback a little less action, maybe you do want to throw, although he still ran a fair amount.
I'm intrigued of what actually is wrong with him and how bad is it. Can he recover if he plays?
Yeah.
Or is it one of those things he's just going to kind of have to deal with? Because if he's full strength, they get really hard to defend.
Yeah. They got Indianola next week. Should be a tough game. We'll be at ADM. Also a pretty solid opponent. They're playing North Polk now. Kurtz in motion, taking the jet sweep, trying to get to the edge. And Milburn able to follow him all the way to the edge. Picks up a yard for Kurtz.
What an asset when you got your middle linebacker that can track down a state track guy running jet sweep.
Do you think they just didn't have him run last year at state because
Well,
they had too many other
yeah,
guys
I
that
don't
were
think
fast?
he's probably fast enough to run on their 4x1, 4x2.
Well, I mean, they did win.
Yeah, you're going to have to be pretty elite to do that.
4 receivers set. The Blue Jays, Guthrie in motion. Brew coming back the other way. Up the middle, has a hole. Going to gain 8 on the play.
Again, the counter, you run that speed option and run counter back that direction. It's been pretty successful tonight.
It does give you some options when you've had a little bit of success with those jet sweep
Yeah, you
action.
don't have to get a ton, but you got to make them respect it.
Like the old Wisconsin plays where they'd always bring a jet sweep guy, but he almost never got it.
All right, spreading them out here, maybe to run it.
Vanderlinden keep. Cardinals read it well. Northcutt lets go all that time to avoid any type of penalty. Going to be a loss of 2,
Probably,
it
yeah, I was
looks
going
like.
to say at least a yard or 2. I don't think they bid on us spreading out. Still had 7 dudes in the box.
And again, I think Milburn closed up the initial hole.
Yeah, he's timing it really well.
Yep.
And when he comes,
It's just a problem.
when he comes free, that pretty much eliminates any play you got called.
Brew might have been partially blocked. Gets a real good bounce. Going to be downed at the 44.
I think some of our guys think it's our ball, but they got to touch it past the line of scrimmage. We got to use your heads from the crowd. It's always good advice.
Yeah.
You should
Well,
use
except
your,
for on your tackling,
Yep.
where you're no longer taught
Yep.
to use
Do
your head.
not lead with your head.
So it does look like we have a backup quarterback in now, number 14, Henry Allen. A little trouble with the snap. Able to recover it. Runs up the middle. Cuts back. Nobody's there. Stiff arm. Eventually brought down. Gain of 17 on the play.
If you're Newton, I'm sure you probably want to get your subs in here. 1, to get them in the game, and 2, there's no reason to risk an injury to one of your better players at this juncture of the game. And a nice job there out of Allen to kind of – he bobbled the snap but made something out of it.
Coulter Shaw, the running back in the backfield, takes it up the middle, tripped up, falls forward. Mance, I believe, was the tackle. Gain of 3 for Coulter Shaw. Let's see. The younger Mackey, Reagan Mackey out there splitting along with Gabe Otto. Mackey, the man in motion. Allen keeps it, pitches it out to Mackey. Forced out of bounds by Prusman. Cloud there too.
Good pursuit there out of the Blue Jays.
Going to be a loss of 4 on the play. using a little bit more time as they get the play calls in.
And you get that running clock. It really does go pretty fast. You get about a play per minute almost.
Drew Bauer, the other receiver, out to the left. And in motion, looking to pass for Henry Allen, throwing deep to the left, going to be intercepted. I'm thinking it's Sunderman with the interception. No? Who was it? Sunderman's on the near side.
Fleener? I think it's
must be Fleener.
I think it's
Yep.
Fleener.
Trace Fleener going to get that interception.
It's like he's just sat there and waited forever for that thing to come to him. Got our first turnover.
There you go. You asked for it. They just waited a little while to give it to you.
They waited a little longer than I was hoping.
Not that I think it matters, but doesn't the change of possession stop the clock?
It does.
Yeah. You don't stop it if the officials don't tell you to, I suppose.
I guess not. Change of possession, timeouts, injuries.
That's what I thought. Okay. Handoff up the middle. Milburn's still in there making tackles. I'm not sure if I'd necessarily want that key of a player in there if I was them, but
there you go. You ask and he departs.
You know, here's what I wonder, and is that like tackle number 20 on the game?
Well, what do you have, like 35 coming in after 2 games? So
he's going to set some numbers.
He's used to getting double digits and close to 20.
Otto Jones has moved into the quarterback position at this point in the ball game. That was Vrew on the carry, by the way. I don't think we mentioned it. Jacob Moore running to the right side, making some guys miss. Picks up 5 on the play.
He's the smallest version of the Moores.
He is. He's got time to bulk up a little bit, but I do think both brothers were significantly larger as sophomores.
He's came in and done a nice job for us, though, as a sophomore, playing some special teams. Played quite a bit in that scrimmage against Nevada.
Carson Sidoris, the near side receiver. Moore in motion. Jones tries to follow, nowhere to go. Big tackle, number 16, Asher Rhodes. We've called his name a few times. I'm going to call it no gain.
Yeah, really nice play there out of Rhodes. Looks like he's coming from a backer position, unblocked. Didn't really go for that play fake.
So we have a punt again for Vrew. Unfortunately, he's probably near the top on punts in 4A as well.
He didn't have a ton last week.
No. Good job getting to that one. Gets the kickoff, real high kick. Going to die at the 50.
When he kicked it, I thought that thing was heading straight out of bounds, but that landed in the middle of the field.
Yep. Well, and it didn't help that the Newton player started running towards the sideline.
No, that maybe threw me off, too.
He was just trying to get away from it. So as we get under 2 minutes, maybe time to start talking about your Brickhouse defensive player of the game. Definitely had opportunities to make some more tackles, but what do you see that was
I thought the guy that we saw flying around the most and making the most plays was Rodriguez. I thought Eric did a nice job moving the middle linebacker this week and was really pursuing, made some plays in the backfield, really running after Klein quite a bit tonight. So I thought he was our player of the game defensively.
I mean, you got especially stepping in for Chase Ryle, who's been pretty effective, and so you need somebody to really step up as the Cardinals take a knee. And, Eric Rodriguez-Alcarez definitely filled in there well. Good speed.
And you got to get guys in the right spot. You know, that's he kind of figured out this week. You got to make a lot of calls when you're playing Sam Will. You just kind of just go to your spot, do your thing. But when you're playing Mike, there's a lot more responsibility to it.
So Brickhouse Fitness, protect this house player of the game. Going to be number 12, junior Eric Rodriguez-Alcarez. we don't keep the defensive stats, but that's more of an eyeball one. We'll also have your Vision Bank player of the game as they kneel again. You got some options here. Blue Jays threw a little bit more, but really it was mostly a ground and pound type of game. We asked for more out of Vanderlinden, and we definitely saw more. I think he ended up with 12 carries for 55 yards. Vrew, not very active in the second half, had 4 more carries in the second to go with his 13 in the first. So we ended up with 17 carries for about 81 yards. I think those are probably your 2 key candidates. We had Guthrie with some and Kurtz with some. I think you probably got to go with Vrew on that one.
Done.
Gavin Vrew going to be your Vision Bank player of the game. Vision Bank, see what we can do for you tonight. Blue Jays come up a little bit short, but they will be back in action at ADM next week. And I think that's going to do it for us tonight. So good night and go Blue Jays.